Okay, so now we've got this absolutely awesome design from Sean Winfield at Dash Wraps on the bike. You can see the blue standard seat looks a little bit shit. So today we're going to sort that out, and we're going to upgrade it, and we're going to fit a 24MX seat cover to complement the design. We're not at all affiliated with 24MX, but I do use them a lot because they are quality parts, and if they want to get involved, give us a shout. So here's the old seat. You can see there's a little tiny hole in it as well as looking rubbish. There's a new seat cover, and the tools that we're going to need: a small flat bladed screwdriver, some long nose pliers, and we've got this little tool that came in the kit with the stapler, and it is a remover, and it's brilliant. Just can't get it in some of the spots, and then obviously we need the stapler to put it on. So here I'm using that staple remover to start removing the 3 million staples that are holding the original one on. It's just when I get to the lower part of the seat, I can't actually get that remover tool in, so I've got to use a screwdriver and then pull them out with the long nose pliers, but we get there in the end. So once we've taken them all out, we can then remove the old seat cover, and that little tiny hole that I mentioned before, because of the monsoon conditions that we were riding in last weekend, poor Jackson was wet through. It's let a load of water in on there, so it's a good chance now to get that dried out before we put the new seat cover on. You don't really want to be fitting it when the foam's all wet underneath, so I got it out in the sun. There's the weather, so you can understand why it was so wet. Also, I'm just going to clean up the seat base where it goes on. Makes sense to make sure it's as clean as possible. So first of all, I'm at the top of the seat cover. Not great camera work there, Andy, but we can hook that over on the top, and then I'm going to do the same at the bottom as well, and then I'm going to try and centralise everything and get it in position before I start to go to work with a stapler. So there, I've just put one staple in at the front, I've also put one at the back, and I'm just stretching the material over, not too much, just enough so that we're taking the creases out on the inside, and then I'm going to work around. Here's a bit of a tip: don't try and push down on the seat like that, because you're going to end up overstretching the material. Get something that'll fit underneath, so that piece of wood fits perfectly there, so that I can push down on it but not risk stretching the actual material of the seat cover. So now I'm just working around, and I'm putting some staples in strategic positions at first, just to make sure that it's nicely evenly stretched across, and I keep checking that everything's central, and then I set about replacing the 3 million staples all the way around it. A little bit of a tedious job, but it pays to take your time here and make sure that you've got everything right and nicely stretched across where it needs to be. So that's looking good. Next step, once we've done that, you're going to need a sharp knife, or a Stanley knife or a blade or whatever, and you want to trim off the excess on the outside of your staples, because it will get in the way when you come to refit the seat back on the bike. It's quite close, the fitting with the frame and the fuel tank, so any excess in there is just going to make it difficult when you come to fit it back on. I'm just going to go all the way around it, trimming it all off. In the middle, it didn't really need any trimming off. It was just at the front and the back where it's got a bit of excess to help you stretch it into the right position when you're fitting it, when you're actually stretching the seat cover onto the seat itself. So once we've got that done, it's a case of take a little look at your hard work. Got everything nice and neat underneath there, nicely fitted around the edges, and then of course final shot from the top, looking really factory fresh. Can't wait to get this actually fitted onto the bike now. It's going to make such a difference, and we'll get that up in the next video when we've got it fitted back on there and looking super trick. Join us again next time. Cheers guys, bye bye.